Commander Pelia, we are at red alert. Perhaps you did not hear the evacuation order.
Hi guys, welcome back. Star Trek Strange New Worlds required a new chief engineer character for Season 2, and the Paramount Plus prequel series wisely didn't replicate how Star Trek Deep Space Nine replaced Lieutenant Commander Jadzia Dax with Lieutenant Ezri Dax. Strange New Worlds Season 1's chief engineer, Lieutenant Hemmer, was a breakout character who became highly popular. Unfortunately, Hemmer was always supposed to die in Strange New Worlds Season 1, and the blind Aenar was replaced by Commander Pelia in Strange New Worlds Season 2. Star Trek Deep Space Nine Season 6 ended with the tragic death of the popular Jadzia Dax. This wasn't a creative choice, but the outcome of a conflict between the actress Farrell and the studio Paramount. Jadzia's murder puts a kink in several stories, notably the fact that Dax married Lieutenant Commander Worf earlier in DS9 Season 6. To replace Jadzia, DS9 developed Ezri, who accidentally acquired the Dax symbiote. Ezri had a totally different demeanor from Jadzia, but she was still a Trill, and the new Dax found herself in her predecessor's shadow throughout DS9 Season 7. This was a predicament that Star Trek Strange New Worlds effectively avoided with Commander Pelia. Strange New Worlds Pelia didn't do Star Trek DS9's replacement trick with Dax girl Kane. Pelia trained Hemmer. Strange New Worlds Season 2's opening, The Broken Circle, featured Commander Pelia, who was nothing like Hemmer other than being a talented engineer in her own right. Whereas Hemmer was a stern and scary Aenar, Pelia is a funny and effervescent Lanthanite who has lived on Earth for ages. Pelia instantly recognized that Lieutenant Spock was attempting to take the Enterprise by faking a warp core break, and she talked her way into acting as the new chief engineer. Pelia's odd accent and amusing personality were a dramatic contrast to Hemmer's, but she rapidly won Spock and the audience over. Because Hemmer was such an unexpected hit with viewers, it could have been tempting for Strange New Worlds to replace him with a comparable character, perhaps another Andorian or Aenar of like disposition. Instead, Strange Fresh Worlds proceeded in an entirely different way by not only developing Pelia, but also casting Kane, a famed comedian who is new to Star Trek. Pelia's strange but distinctive accent was Kane's notion that rapidly sets Pelia apart and makes her immediately recognizable, and the Lanthanite comes across as a wild card who can see through the faults of the much younger crew of the Starship Enterprise. Between Hemmer and Pelia, Strange New Worlds is currently 2 for 2 with chief engineers. Ezri Dax eventually worked on DS9, Nicole de Boer as Ezri Dax, and Farrell as Jadzia Dax after Ezri Dax was introduced in Star Trek Deep Space Nine Season 7's premiere. Much of the season was devoted to defining her character and integrating the new Dax into the space station's wide and colorful group. But the phantom of Jadzia Dax never stopped following Ezri around, and it was difficult for her to stand out as her own character and for people to truly accept her. Nicole de Boer did wonderful work making Ezri different and lovable, since her Dax was confused and hesitant, whilst Jadzia was certain and calm. But for a part of DS9 fans, Ezri would never completely replace Jadzia, and it was a tough situation for the character and Nicole de Boer to be placed in. Strange New Worlds Season 2 successfully sidestepped this whole mess by making Commander Pelia nothing like Hemmer, so that Kane is allowed to develop her character without needing to escape from Bruce Horak's shadow. Kane also mentioned that Hemmer was tutored by Pelia at Starfleet Academy. Clearly, there is a kinship between the two engineers that Star Trek Strange New Worlds Season the 2nd of May look forward to creating. Thanks for watching.